Stronger.
Imagine a world without choices.
Stronger.
Imagine you can't make your own decision. That wouldn't be a world for me. That wouldn't be a world for you. UIC.
Tell them we're gonna be stronger. Together we can make it right. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. Gonna be stronger together. Time we all just unify. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. It is a natural right for every human being to be free. Free, so free. So the government is there to protect you and me. UIC objective is to liberate the citizens from colonial bondage, them regulation, them taxation. Rob Jamaica, we independent. Be stronger together we can make it right. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. We're gonna be stronger together. Come we all just unify. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. Non-partisan, constitutional Republic of Jamaica. You see the sovereignty of every citizen should be protected. Life, liberty and property of everyone should be equal with safety. Free and orderly social market, that's the way all can live and earn it. Gonna be stronger together we can make it right. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. We're gonna be stronger together. Come we all just unify. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. Yeah. Change the people, them ready for no for suck blood like a them named Dracula. Looking at the ghetto sufferation regular. Pressure bus pipe revolution we ready for. Can't get no change if the system not change, if the government remain all the same. If you take with them vice and I give them the choice, all you want to hear them complain. Gonna be stronger together we can make it right. Our purpose is a better Jamaica for you and I. We're gonna be stronger together. Come we all just unify. Our purpose is a
All right, good evening, Uniters. Welcome to another live stream on UIC Liberty TV. I'm your host, Winston Wright, and by now you would have all known that I am now the interim president. So I'd like to thank everyone joining us online this evening, whether you are on our Facebook page, whether you're on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, or our YouTube channel. Welcome. I notice we have several of our regulars with us, and I'm seeing a few names that I'm seeing for the first time. It's a pleasure to have you here with us on Liberty TV. I see For the Truth, you're here with us. Welcome. Rita Lynn, welcome. Thank you for having us. I'm sure you, President, where is Mr. Joseph Patterson? This is a joke. Rita Lynn, I assure you this is no joke. But if you stick around, you will be updated as to the happenings. Cool guy. Hello, Mr. President. Good to see you. Thank you, cool guy. Carol Spence, One Perfect Love. Thank you. So, it's been a couple of days since I've been on. Well, thank you for your patience. It's a couple of days since the team has been on. Hey, Kirk, thanks for reaching out. Hope to see you on. Hi, Cheryl, welcome. What is that? Meditation, good to see you. Cleanly, welcome. So it's a couple of days since we've been on, and a lot has happened over those couple of days. A lot of persons. Thank you, Alvira Samuels. Great to be here representing you. Oliver, good to see you. So a lot of things have happened over those past couple of days, both nationally and within your movement. So we are aware of the continued escalation in murder rates on the island. It seems unabated, where everyone is literally afraid. And I found myself in a discussion with a prospective uniter, and I shared with him that the system that we have is not geared towards protecting us. Everything is retrograde. For persons wishing to defend themselves legally, for example, the state deem you from the get-go as being ineligible to be able to legally defend yourself. And you have the proofs to the state that you have the ability to defend yourself, the means to do so, and of course, the training to do so. But if we look at natural justice says that the burden of proof is on the crown or the state, which means that your presumption of innocence, or in this case, competence, is guaranteed, and the state should prove otherwise to deny you any rights that comes from that. So for persons who wish to legally defend themselves, they have to go and prove to the state that they can. It should be the other way around. It should be the state proving that you don't have the proper, whether training or equipment or even the ability to do so. Now, the UIC is all about your freedom. So you know that's something we're keeping our eyes on. We also saw a very interesting poll that came out over yesterday that shows that the two colonial parties are doing well in representing you. So if you think that is the case, that they're doing well, please let me know. But the UIC certainly doesn't think so. But it's interesting, though, a very tricky technique that they use to come to that figure. And they're telling you that, for example, that the Prime Minister has a 62% favorability rating. Now, those of you who know about statistics know that it can't work like that. And here's how they got that. They picked 3 questions that spoke to his favorability and added those scores together and say, oh, the total of that, which is 62.2%, is his favorability rating. But if you know statistics, you know that because there are 2 different pieces of statistics, well, 3 different pieces of statistics, you have to add them together and then average them by dividing by 3. So in actuality, the Prime Minister's favorability rating would actually be 22 point something percent, if my math is right, which is way below 37% favorability based on the general election that was last held, where 37% of registered electors voted. So we see that there's a decline. But they didn't mention the UIC, and they continue to do everything to block us from the public airwaves, and they continue to do everything in sleight of hand to show that they think the colonial parties are doing good. And of course, who is doing this? Yes, man, you've been listening. The PSOJ oligarchs, them rich people there. Right? They were the former plantocracy, and them then called Bakramasa back in the days. So now they are now oligarchs, a more modern term. Right? But they still represent the same thing, a group of people who have the financial means to hijack any social system they think they need to and bend it to their will by influencing the political conversation and the political directorate. So your party, the UIC, still represents you. We continue to fight to stay alive, but also fight to stay free, open, to defend you, to be your voice. Now, one of the things that has happened in your absence is that our founder, Mr. Joseph Patterson, has decided to retire from public life. And those of you who would have joined that live would have seen the very heartfelt and tear-jerking conversation, frank conversation he had with not only the NEC, but the members of the movement who joined, and even members of the public who joined. And guess what? Even the news media joined to get a little bit of something. And they didn't come and say, oh, I'm from this media. They sat in the chat room and waited and then go and create a report based on what they heard. They didn't have the guts to identify themselves. You understand? And after that, they want to call and say, oh, let's have an exclusive interview. They have never called the UIC and said, let's have an exclusive interview to discuss the non-partisan constitutional republic that was a bespoke, a one-off design by our founder, dedicated to eradicating the systems of corruption in this plantocracy that we live in. But I digress. So our founder has transitioned to a very non-public lifestyle. He has indicated that his personal affairs need to be put in order, and he's going to take care of that and spend some time with his family. And he believes that he has a team that he can leave the movement in our capable hands, and we would continue the progress. So we are doing just that. We have started the transition phase because there is a process to move the leadership from our founder to a new president. And of course, the national executive has asked me to step in as the new president until March of 2024, when there will be an annual membership congress to decide on leadership and direction of the movement. So those of you who are here for the long haul, those of you who are members in the truest sense, who spend your time, your treasure, and most importantly, your talent with us, we look forward to seeing you at the next AMC to choose the leader of your movement. It won't be a delegate vote unlike the other movements. It won't be a curry vote thing unlike the other movement, but rather it will be you as a member voicing your choice. So we look forward to seeing you in March. As usual, it's always a family affair. It's always food and fun. So come join us. And by the way, the president who is still, the founder, or former president who is still a member and a donor, naturally he'll be there to cast his vote for who he wants to be president. And of course, as the founder has always said, the field is open to anyone who has the aptitude, who can come and say to the membership, I can direct this movement and show tangible reasons. The membership is open to vote for anyone. So that's the changes that has happened to your movement in a nutshell. I see a lot of messages running across the screen. We'll catch up on those. Mrs. Anderson, Mrs. Beasley Anderson, we're really tired of all that trick and shenanigans of the two colonial parties. Definitely. Listen, we are in a position that is very strategic. The UIC has developed very strong recognition thanks to your dedication. It's you who have come to these lives, who have shared at the end of the lives, who have commented, and who have just liked and subscribed. That's why we are beating their insidious plan, because every day they're reporting our pages, every day they're doing what they can to block our messages. I don't know how many of you who follow what we do in terms of the press releases. And I made a release on a Monday that showed, again, the press coming out to say some very silly things about politics in Jamaica, and particularly the effort by the pressure groups, the civic groups, to bring some sort of order. And they have gone to all sorts of persons to discuss this and not come to the UIC. And I had to reach out, I had to write a very strong letter to the quote-unquote journalist. And I say quote-unquote because the piece of reporting was very lazy, if I may say so, as a former journalist myself. There was no effort. The UIC information is on everybody's lips. There was no effort to reach out to the UIC to solicit our comment, as usual. But we know that that is for one of two reasons. They either didn't want our comment or were too lazy to get it. Either way, it was a disturbance to the people of Jamaica, and we had to call it out. Right? But what I'm going to ask everyone here to keep up the effort, keep supporting us. The movement is growing from strength to strength, and we will do that with your help. As long as you do your part to help us do our part, we will all do our part to make sure the movement continues to grow. I'll tell you a story. My car is branded with the UIC logo. So when I'm in traffic, wherever I go, I get recognized. And people always ask me, you're from that party? You're one of the candidates? And I love stopping in traffic and give people a chance to read the signs on my car and take pictures of that logo. to remember. I like inviting people to our YouTube channel here where they can see us discuss the issues because we're not getting on their TV. So we stay on ours and discuss the issues in a credible way. We get to share with you our insight as to where Jamaica needs to go and what needs to change. So keep doing what you're doing. But in the days to come, this is an election season. So we're going to have to double our effort to get that brand recognition up. And the UIC is doing its part. Your executive that you have chosen is doing its part. And I'm pleased to tell you that right now we have an initiative that we're rolling out that is a very lovely idea that came from our founder. And we're proud to continue with that, even though we had the option to discontinue. So we're going to continue with that idea. And it is to honor those among us who fight for human rights. So yes, we will be honoring those among us who fought for human rights in our way. Those small men and women, and I don't mean it literally, who have done their service as a citizen, but on Heroes Day, they're not anybody's friend, so they won't get recognized with a medal. But the UIC recognizes you, and the UIC will be celebrating you to make sure that the world knows that you did your part to advance the welfare of the whole human race. So we look forward to having you. I have VP Neil waiting in the wings. Let me bring VP Neil on so he can share with us as well. VP Neil, welcome, my brother. How are you?
Glad to be here, Mr. President. Good night, greetings, good morning, Jamaica and members in the diaspora. All right, so Mr. President, I joined the late, just arriving home, so I'm not sure what it is I'm asked to share now.
Listen, we're just having our usual interaction. As a matter of fact, I'm known for bringing a topic, a heavy topic, when I'm talking about the situation in Haiti. And just touching that, recently I made a post on Facebook about that, where Kenya, being sponsored by the US, is planning to send troops, is now firmly in a firmly decisive place to send troops into Haiti, thanks to the monies from the US and with the vote in the United Nations General Assembly. And we all know those places don't work for us. They don't consider us, but rather the interest of their permanent members when they make decisions. So they don't want any refugees getting to Miami and all of that. So they're doing everything to contain the Haitian people in their space. So we're looking to see if Jamaica will continue in its folly to join them. But in my post, I raised some points. And I think they are interesting, but I'll ask our members. One of the things I asked was, wouldn't it be better if through CARICOM, we first look at addressing the economic situation in Haiti? We know Haiti was robbed through a colonial extortion racket led by France, which later the US bought that debt and profited from it. So if through CARICOM we set up a working group that petitions Haiti and the US to return those monies to France that they have been asking for, France has asked for it and has not gotten it back, just like France is doing in West Africa. Okay? So if CARICOM fights with Haiti or on the side of Haiti to get back their monies so they can uplift their economy, wouldn't that be better for Haiti? If we say go to a CARICOM country, Jamaica is one of the closest. So let's say we go somewhere in Jamaica and set up what I call a regressed operating base. So not a forward operating base, but a regressed operating base. And the transitional government in Haiti said, listen, since we need peacekeepers, peace officers, we can't train them here because of the situation. So we'll send them to that regressed operating base where they're trained in enforcing the laws under our constitution. And then they are deployed with support from other CARICOM countries in a non-operational role, just purely support role, so they can go ahead and enforce those laws and then bring calm and peace, restore the public peace in Haiti. And then professionals can then go in and help build the infrastructure. Doesn't that create a more stable Haiti than us invading their countries, putting boots on the ground to oppress and suppress their people like they do here? Haiti, which is the first independent black republic in the world.
I'll answer your question, Mr. President, and add to it. And I do hope that members on the live are sharing this. Jamaicans who are robbed by the media block will be able to hear and see what is going on. All right, so what these countries have done now is led by the US and other countries who are part of the neo-colonial system is to try to put boots on the ground, as you put it. That's what they're doing here in Jamaica to try to use this forceful military intervention. But as you said, the cause of Haiti's decline and present situation is because, well, the main cause is because Haiti has been robbed over the centuries and is continually paying the price, even to this day, to France. Now, the countries in CARICOM, the countries in the United Nations have been largely silent and have allowed this bullying to continue. And yes, I call it bullying to this present day. And it has caused Haiti to be in the position that she is in. So a really tangible means of giving Haiti help and not just doing a thing to look good would be to petition France to give back Haiti our money. But I'd also like to add to it that an observation that I've seen in my time in teaching, in counseling, in administration is that people will do whatever they can get away with. And the weak governance system in Haiti has caused Haiti to digress to the state where it is. In addition to the raping of the resources of Haiti, the governance structure is weak and allowed for corruption and for criminal elements to take over. A similar situation in Jamaica. We have not yet gone that extent, but we're going there fast. So unless we show Haiti the way to create a governance system with checks and balances that prevent this fighting for power and this forceful takeover of governance and economy, then even if Haiti gets back its money, if there's not strong governance structure, then Haiti will never progress. So in the same way that Jamaica needs the UIC governance structure in order to realize our potential and the progress of the nation. One tangible way we can help Haiti, in addition to lobbying that the monies be returned, is to show them and lobby for a governance structure that will protect the people and ensure the progress of the nation.
Thank you, Brother Neil. I see Mr. Brady. Mr. Brady, I got your message yesterday, I think. Thank you for that. I don't have the means to reach out to Mr. Rattigan. I don't have a direct number for him, but my number and UIC numbers are available. You can have him refer to me if he is serious about that discussion. I'll be happy to promote UIC anywhere. So thank you for doing what you have done, and I look forward to hearing from the gentleman himself. At this time, we have our chairperson waiting in the wings, and I'll just invite her on. Now, for the person commenting a while ago about the PowerPoint, today is not going to be about that serious, heavy discussion, but rather a get to know. So when there's a question that you need my attention from, if there's something you want to know, and I'll get some more into me later on, feel free to ask, because I want you to get to know me. The founder and I are two different persons, two different leadership styles, two different delivery, and you have seen both of us on here. Right? So we are both interested in moving the UIC forward. We are both interested in having freedom reigning in Jamaica. And we're here to support that, drive that cause. Madam Chair, good evening. How are you?
Good night, Mr. Interim President.
Oh,
I'm so sorry to be late.
I understand we're all
All
working
right.
people and you had a long day and you're here with us. It is appreciated. Thank
Yes,
you.
I just wanted to come on and show my support that we're still moving ahead in
Definitely.
stride.
I see another member here. Madam Deputy Treasurer, you're there with us? Okay. All right. So
So she's on her
she's
phone.
working out her audio. So in the
Right.
meantime, again,
Good night, Uniters. My bad. Good night, everyone on the live. Yes, thank you. Right. I just had to rush in. Sorry about being late. Yes, go ahead, Sir President.
right. So as I was saying, in the interest of getting to know and being at the helm of the movement by virtue of the NEC asking me to step in, most members have seen me but are not aware of who I am. I'd like to start by way of a brief introduction so members can have an idea of who I am. My name is on screen, but it's Winston Wright. I am currently 44 years of age. I'm married with 3 kids. The eldest is 22, middle child is 14, the last one is 11. I've worked in aviation for the greater part of 25 years. I started at the age of 18 as an aviation firefighter and I worked my way up through the ranks to management. I've worked both locally, overseas, and regionally to establish a very noteworthy career in aviation. I was overseas working when I chose to return to Jamaica for family reasons and was baptized in a fiery, hellish furnace of bureaucracy that spun me around and dipped me in the very hot, boiling magma. That led me to a search, and that search led me to the UIC. But in the meantime, before I get to that, I was born in the hills of Westmoreland, an area called Happy Retreat, just outside of Darliston. And I lived there most of my young life. Then later on in my formative teenage years, and as I'd like to think, I moved to an area called Betheltown. And I'll tell people more about the history of that town. Betheltown is one of the first free towns established in this region by the missionaries for enslaved people who had come to the end of their service and had nothing to their name. So our community is no stranger to poverty, even though we are in an agricultural belt, being in an area rich in agriculture, has strong agricultural history, but not to the point where it is an industry. And that's one of the things that called to me in this area. I've been to various institutions to educate myself, most of them independent institutions. My high school years were at Manning's High School in Savannah, Lamar. From there, I went to Cambridge College. From there, the Jamaican Institute of Management and various aviation industry colleges. So I've done my fair share there. As it pertains to my values, I've always been one to fight for the rights of others. Through my career, I've been a trade unionist and I've led bargaining units very successfully, just on the strength of my belief in right and making sure that I know what is to be obtained by law in terms of protection. I have traveled and seen what the rest of the world is like, what good governance and good infrastructure looks like. And when I returned to Jamaica, I realized that for what is an effective tax rate of close to 55%, we had nothing to show as a people. And that angered me. And when I realized that my dreams of becoming my own man and starting my own business was dashed by the bureaucracy of government that told me I can't, I can't, I can't, I searched. And it's a simple Google search one morning sitting in my office. And it was, I heard on the news that Jamaica has a third registered political party, and I Googled it. And to my surprise, it wasn't the party that the news spoke about. Yes, the news spread false information. It was the UIC that was the third registered party according to Google. And I immediately reached out to Mr. Joseph L. Patterson. I was unsuccessful to raise him on the phone, but I sent an email immediately. And he replied within hours. And I was later on the website and only to realize that the information was erroneous. And I've followed, joined, and shared with the UIC ever since. Now, that people, uniters, Jamaicans, is Winston Wright in a nutshell. An assuming man who is serious about his responsibilities and who is serious about doing right and doing right by others. My community knows me as a quiet, serious, but attentive person. And my family knows me as one that will do everything to provide. And it's those strengths and those passions that I bring to the UIC and its leadership. And it is that why the president sees me as someone that he could have confided in, he could have worked with, and he could have mentored. And I'm here to share all of that with the UIC. Make my movement, your movement, our movement, a better one. I hope you'll have me, I hope you'll accept me, and most importantly, I hope that you will all support us in taking this step. Change is the only constant, but how you manage change determines your constant success. We're doing all we can to keep your movement afloat, keep your movement vibrant. And out of all the naysayers who celebrated our founder's departure, those who beat the drum of victory, I say to you, you have not tasted that sweet liqueur because he has created something that is indelible, something that is lasting, something you envy so much because you realize the potency. You will not have it. We will not let it go. The UIC is here for everyone. It is here for the people. It is here for us. So that is me in a nutshell. Now, if anyone in the chat, please reach out. Again, this is a light banter, it's not a structured presentation. We will go back to that in the coming days.
There's some questions in the chat though, Mr. President, if we could probably answer some of them. There's some questions like somebody, Jamaica Good Life, made a comment to say we need to see a strategic plan for expansion very soon.
Please share one that you have seen.
Are you hearing me? It says we need to see a strategic plan for expansion fairly soon. I'm not sure if President Wright is here. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me now? You hearing me, Chase?
I'm hearing you, Dr. Corrector. Could I take that one until the chairman comes on?
Sure, not a problem.
All right, thank you for the question.
I heard that, but I'm sure.
Yes, he's back.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sir President. We're listening.
All right, so the person was asking about a strategic plan.
Right.
Jamaica Good Life. Thank you for the question, Jamaica Good Life. And yes, there will be a strategic plan. Right now, not all the elements of that plan will be broadcasted, but it will be presented to the membership or the other membership congress for ratification, and it will serve as our guidance going forward. It will not change the manifesto, and it will not change our vision and mission, but just will highlight the tools to be used to achieve those. So yes, there will be one. I hope you're around for that. But for now, we will continue with the plan that was ratified and that was guiding our founder when he was president. Someone asked, what is the cost to host this broadcast? That information is privileged. It's your space. If you're serious about knowing, please reach out by email. Because as a member, you're entitled to this information, but as a member of the public, not so much. Right? We try to be transparent in every way, but we also have to protect the information that the organization holds. So please reach out by email where we are able to verify your membership and then respond to you in kind. Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions?
Is this the full committee? NEC, I'm thinking that's what the question is asking, if this is the full committee.
No, this is not the full national executive. We are missing. Yes, that's what I think as well. But this is not the full national executive team. We're missing 3 members and 2 directors. But our plan is to, within a respectable period, bring more talents on, because we are seeing now where persons realize that an election is on the horizon and are eager to participate in the process in a more direct way. The unfortunate thing is that they have waited until this hour, but you're still welcome, and we're still welcoming persons to participate in helping the movement run. How does one become a member? Right. To become a member, Entrepreneur Product Galaxy, you simply go to our website, provide your information, expressing membership. It's all there. You settle your dues, which is $1,000 or 25 US. How much is that? 32, I think, Canadian. My math may be off on the Canadian, but it's $1,000 Jamaican dollars for membership. Right? And once we receive, 1, your application, and 2, your donation, we do a simple vetting process, and we publish you a non-disclosure agreement, and you sign up. You sign that, and your membership then is ratified by the national executive. So it's a pretty straightforward and simple process, pretty quick. So we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. The website is uicjamaica.com.
It's posted in the chat. She has posted it in the chat, so it's posted.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I'm hearing that those details are posted for you. So please check those out and reach out to us. Let's see if there are any other questions there. And of course, guys, you're here with me. Feel free to prompt me a few questions. So,
Madam Chair, Mr.
We're just talking. It's a light banter. And also, yes.
Yes, sorry. I think we should zero in on a post by Gregory Reed. Gregory is saying if elections should be called next month, he will be looking out for our party, and he thanks us for our honesty. But he says, please answer my question. I'm not seeing the question there, Gregory. But in terms of looking out for our party, if election should be called, I think, Mr. President, that we need to make it clear to the viewers that unless everyone does their part and spreads the word about UIC and works with us in getting candidates, we will not see the UIC in every division or constituency. I think that point needs to be made known.
Right. But while we're saying that, we're still open to candidates. We're still qualifying candidates in both local and general. The persons who are interested, please, we do have some persons who have expressed an interest, but they are shy. So we're asking them to reach out. Let us know that you're ready to go now. The more candidates we have, the better chances we have. But guess what? We want to field quality candidates, so we're not going to take any and everyone. Our vetting process will still hold. But please apply and let's work through the process.
There's a question about the bank account. Yeah, the appointment went for the bank account NCB.
All right, so can I take that one?
Mr. VP Neil?
Yes, please.
All right, thank you, Mr. President and Madam Chair. The appointment, as it went well, as in we were given due courtesy, and there was no no unpleasantness during the appointment. However, what we were told was that we would get the account fully up and running by Monday gone. That's yesterday. But if that wasn't so, then we should give them a grace period of Friday because there are some challenges in NCB, and because of the challenges surrounding staff and so forth, the process might take a little longer. So we were supposed to get it since Monday, but they've asked for us to be patient until Friday. So we are waiting, and we will check now and again to see that that is done.
How many candidates currently for the upcoming that we have in place? That's a question here by Mr. Rose.
If I may again, or does the president
Go
want to
ahead.
take
Go
it?
ahead.
All
Whoever
right.
wants to take
So,
it, go right ahead.
so this number is changing.
I see two
There's,
questions. I see
yes, sir, President. Okay, all right. So that number is changing.
no, go ahead, VP Neil. I yield the
Okay,
floor
that
to
number is
you.
changing. As I was saying, we have identified at our last meeting before the change around 6 candidates, but there are persons in vetting right now, so that number may change anytime soon. So yes, and I see the question is UIC still vetting candidates? Yes, we are.
So are the two colonial parties.
How many candidates? I think you just answered that, VP Neil. And there's some good kudos to you, Mr. Wright. Welcome, welcome. Looking forward. Encouragement. We're with you.
Um, just to add, you can hear me clearly?
Yes.
Jamaica Good Life was asking if we send out mass emails when we go live. Yes, we do. If you're not a part of our email list, you can just send us an email at myuicjamaica.com to be added to that email list. So that way you get updates whenever we send them out. All right.
I see Gregory Reed asking if election should call. Is your party ready? Because I am interested in the betterment of Jamaica, not because I live here in the USA. Mr. Reed, I'm going to answer your question in a very long-winded way, and I'm asking you to bear with me. Thank you for your interest in our election machinery, and thank you for being interested in the betterment of Jamaicans. In furtherance of that, firstly, I'm asking you to please like this broadcast, share this broadcast, subscribe to our channel, right, as a start to that betterment. Because you have seen the two colonial parties over 8 years span, swapping each other. As we would say in Jamaica, swap black dog for monkey. Right? Now, they have not done anything of substance to uplift our lives. Countries in lesser position than us have uplifted their people while they continue to extract from us by virtue of their economic pursuits. Their trickle-down economics don't work for us. They have not uplifted us. They have just allowed the crumbs to fall from the table to bless us. The UIC intends to remove all the blockages. We intend to fire all the gatekeepers, and we intend to open the economy to full participation. And the key to the success of that plan was shared on a live like this. And shortly after, the current government has made it their paramount mission to annex that in every way. And the plan is simple: to create an ease of doing to the first world, where anyone will find it easy to do business in Jamaica. Not the current bureaucracy that we have. That ease of doing business will mean that the diaspora can invest in infrastructure, which becomes the lifeblood of an economy. You're free to move your treasure, your business, your family here, and not worry about your safety, physical safety, or your financial safety, or your medical safety for that matter. We'll create an economy that is very inclusive, and your investment in Jamaica will pay off tenfold by uplifting the economy, uplifting you personally, and uplifting your fellow man. So now to continue that invitation that I gave you earlier, I would love for you to move from liking, sharing, and subscribing to being a member of United Independence Congress so you can hold us accountable for those things. And I'm not talking an unthinking person who will fall victim to lies and innuendos, but a thinking member who will come to the various membership meetings and ask us pointed questions like you are now, that will ask us questions that will keep us honest and will be at the various congresses to say, you have failed me, I am voting against you, or you will uplift the movement, I am voting for you. And with your help, with your time, with your treasure, your movement will take Jamaica to a better place. I hope that answered your question. And I appreciate you humoring me with this long-winded answer.
Can I suggest though, we have another meeting coming up at 8. There was a question in the chat about from Miss Ellis, Miss Sonia Ellis, with regards to are we aware of how many members or the number of members that we have? And then I think we can close off speaking to our upcoming human awards ceremony banquet. We can plug that and then move into our next meeting at 8 o'clock. So Lady Naika, can you speak to the membership and then have Sir President close out if VP Neil wants to say something?
Oh, absolutely. Sure, no problem. So let me just backtrack a
Okay.
bit. Persons on the live would have been aware that we had a fundraising campaigning happening where we wanted to get at least 1,000 persons donating $25 monthly, which would keep the UIC safely afloat in terms of covering our expenses and so forth. Currently, in terms of members giving 25 or donating monthly, I would say we're currently at 61 members. So that includes everybody who is donating. Some it's not monthly, but there's donation coming in. So we're at 61 for that. And we do hope we have 128 persons watching. We do hope to get more of you guys on board.
Yes, please put your questions and your money where your mouth is. Miss DS is asking Old Harbor Road and Newarton, St. Catherine. Are there any candidates in that area? I'm not aware of any candidates in that area. If you do know of anyone, please have them send us an email so we can vet or call and speak to our admin person and deputy treasurer. There you go. Join the movement by going to our website and donating. We need people to come on board now, put some action beyond the lives to really supporting the process, because that's the way the change is going to happen and help us to climb the hill and plateau and go beyond. So can we speak to our upcoming event or humanitarian awards and banquet, which is on November the 25th? That's something to look out for. I'm going to ask Mr. President to delve into it. And so, because we have another meeting coming up.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before I go into that, let me just express our most profound thanks on behalf of the movement, its members, and the entire executive to those who have continuously donated to the movement, whether it is intermittently or consistently. We have some very strong donors. I won't name them here, and you usually get an invite to our meetings. Right? Not only, but get an invite to be there to make sure you're there. That will continue. Right? So we thank you for being a part of the movement in that way, choosing to put your treasure in us. Now, we are looking, as I said, to recognize those Jamaicans among us who have been a human rights advocate without a voice, who have gone into your communities and done the humane thing for your neighbor and for a stranger. And because of that fact that we recognize that you're not being given the accolades that are due to you, we have decided to create the Human Rights Awards and put that in a banquet where you will be hosted and accredited for the work that you have done. We currently have 14 recipients that are to receive the awards in different categories, including persons that you love and know. We have persons who have done great things for their community in reaching out to help a brother or a sister in distress, and we'll be recognizing those persons. This event will be on November 22nd. It will be at the former Knutsford Court Hotel. Tickets will be on sale for the event. Tickets will go on sale at the end of this week. We have tickets ranging from $5,000 upwards. It also forms part of our fundraising initiative to help candidates coming on stream with their projects in the community and to increase their community outreach. So we're rolling this into one neat package. We're recognizing our brothers and sisters for the work they've done in the community, and at the same time raise some funds to help our candidates remain in the community. I, for one, have been in my community working for the greater part of a year and a half, and I can tell you that it's not easy. And we are a movement who believes in looking at the problems in our community, and that's why we ask that candidates come from the community so they're intimately aware of what those challenges are and to be able to articulate solutions and work in the community to bring those solutions to fruition. And we want to continue that tradition, continue that UIC spirit, that problem-solving spirit, that no handout spirit, and that spirit that Marcus Garvey is known for, creating that initiative to drive the community forward and supporting that our Human Rights Awards banquet will give us the opportunity to do that. But most importantly, we'll get to recognize our brothers and sisters who won't get an award on the Heroes Day because they're not connected to anyone. But those who have gone out there and risked themselves for their brothers and sisters, who have done that in their little quote-unquote ghetto community for the children or for the elderly, will be recognized by us for what they are doing. So we urge you to support that. We'll be selling tickets at various locations through Jamaica and on the line as well. We encourage you wherever you are, whether you're in the diaspora or you're at home, to support that initiative. Your diaspora ticket purchase, if you're not going to be there, will support our youth that are currently engaged with us, our youth arm from the Youth Republic. They'll be able to be at that function, participate, learn, and work with us in putting together this event so that way they can become the next crop of uniters. Just like our deputy treasurer, they are young, exuberant, and willing to make that change. But most importantly, they recognize that change does not rest within the colonial structure that we have continued to inhabit. And they have chosen freedom and chosen the UIC. So we ask your support on the 22nd of November for the Human
25th,
Rights
25th of
Awards
November.
banquet. The
It's
UIC
the
will be
25th
there
of
in
the
a
Saturday,
meaningful
Mr.
way.
President. I think
Sorry,
it's a
the 25th.
Saturday, the
Thank you,
25th,
Madam.
right?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So we ask you to be there to support us in this endeavor. Thank you, everyone.
Chairman Dr. Carter,
Yes, sir.
yes, I was wondering if I could just give my final talk here because I need to hop into a work call and then join back the next meeting.
Certainly.
Okay.
And yes, please, because we have to get out of here in about 2-3 minutes
All
to
right,
jump
great.
on the 8.
So in my closing statement, I'd like to address a question by Christopher Rose. Is the UIC fully united going into an upcoming election? The UIC has always been united. Well, the true uniters have always been united. But what you would have seen happening since 2021 would have been pockets of underminers. People join the UIC in order to undermine the UIC. And these are persons who have affiliations to the colonial system. Um, I would have been privy to plans being made in 2021 to take down Mr. Patterson. and that resulted in a coup in 2021 through to 2022. They wanted power for themselves. But the true uniters do remain united. Recently, we have a member of the UIC who was a part of another political movement. And when this was discovered, by that time, this person already tried to undermine the movement and is now recruiting persons to join their political movement. These people have an agenda, but the true uniters, you see, President Winston here, Naika is here, Dr. Coretta, persons in the chat who have been uniters from the first day they entered the party, who have not been swayed by these people who are determined to destroy the movement and continue the colonial system. Some even come and get close to us, come out on operations to make themselves look like uniters, and then they try to destroy it from within. No, we will not let it work. And I trust that the viewers here will not let these plans that are meant to destroy the hope for Jamaica come to fruition. But we will. Deputy Treasurer just gave a figure of, was it 61 persons who are donating? Yet we have over 200 persons watching. No, we are not funded by the colonial interest. We're funded by you. So if we who are watching will put our money where our mouth is, will put our talent and our volunteerism where our mouth is, then try as they might, those people who want to destroy the UIC cannot win. And we will make the UIC an option at the upcoming elections. We, the Uniters who believe in the mission, the vision, the philosophy, and objectives, have always been united for that cause and will continue to be so. And I hope that we can count on you to be united for that cause, so that Jamaica can really become the place that brings out the best in all Jamaicans. All right, people, I
Yes,
need to leave you.
retire
So,
and live in freedom. So look out for the event, please, everybody. The event is November 25th. Look out for the videos. We're pushing it. Tickets are $5,000, and they're different tiers. There it is. Thank you, Naika. Save the date. The Human Rights Awards banquet. Celebrate with us. When you see it, you can support the movement. We'll be sending out information through our email and through the groups. So come on board, support the cause. Let's take it to the next level. Let's make the founders' sacrifices grow more seeds. So thank you for joining us tonight. You can take that down, Naika. Thank you. It's blocking out our president. Great.
Madam
All
Chair,
right.
if I may say one thing before we close, I know we have literally 1 minute.
Right.
Tonya Ellis just injected. The founder has left. Not does not paint a good picture. Our founder has not left, Ms. Ellis. Our founder, after being battered by the system for over 2 years, after fighting to bring the UIC to this place with 10 years at the helm, he has decided that his family needs him, and it wasn't an
Still
easy
fighting
decision.
court cases.
Correct. He decided to devote more time to personal pursuits and away from public life. We can't fault him for that. And it's not a matter of not a good look, but he saw talent, he saw persons capable of continuing his legacy, and he chose to step away to allow his tree to grow a flower and fruits. Please, if you are true united, be optimistic in the change, be supportive of the change, put away the negativity, and do not be afraid. Thank you, Uniters. Good
All
night.
right. So thank
Look
you.
forward
Good
to
night,
seeing all of
everyone.
you
Thanks
that
for
are here
joining us.
another night and continually all the other nights. Good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.